Hello, welcome to the light. I'm your host, Bentley Boyd. Go ahead and take the word of God with me, please, to the Old Testament book of Genesis. The Old Testament book of Genesis, chapter number 5. We are continuing our study of genealogy giants. We looked last week at Enoch and how he walked with God, and the importance of the devotional life, and how key and important it is. And now today, we come again to chapter 5 of Genesis, looking at verse 29, really, and focusing on that area. Here we come again, chapter 5, and we see Moses is writing to the children of Israel while they're in the wilderness, talking about the line of Adam through Seth. And in this specific verse, we see the naming of Noah. Let us begin in verse 28. And Lamech lived 182 years, and begat a son. And he called his name Noah, saying, This same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord hath cursed. When this generation of preachers and Christian workers and Christians in general pass on, who will be left to continue the work of Christ? And with that in mind, let us study this verse. The name Noah means rest. That's why Lamech and Mrs. Lamech are naming him Noah. Rest. And he called his name Rest. He wanted him to be a blessing to his generation. A blessing to his generation. And a help to his parents. That word comfort has the idea of to ease. Let's replace the word. This same shall ease us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord hath cursed. An ease from the work. A blessing to his generation. Are you a blessing to your generation? Are you a blessing to this generation and the generation to come? Are you a blessing? That was what Lamech was hoping for, was that his son Noah would be a blessing. Noah, as we know from Scripture, became a great man of God. It says in verse 8 of chapter 6, But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God. We find out later that he was a preacher of righteousness. A preacher of righteousness. He was a blessing to his generation. It says in the book of Acts that David served his own generation. What are you doing for this generation, for your generation, and the one to come? Whenever we study a passage of Scripture, it is always good to compare spiritual things with spiritual things, to compare different verses of Scripture and passages. So let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter number 9, and verse 36, to find out how we can be a blessing to our generation. Verse 36. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them, because they fainted and were scattered abroad, as sheep having no shepherd. Then saith he unto his disciples, The harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray therefore the Lord of the harvest that he would send forth laborers into his harvest. The first verse 36, shows us the compassion of Christ. Oh, what would happen if we had the compassion of Christ? What would happen? Laborers are needed. It says here that the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. It's not that God's not calling, it's that we're not listening. We're not listening. If you go to the book of Philippians chapter 1, we don't have time to turn there. But Paul's why, his mission, was to advance the gospel, to magnify Christ, and to help the church. And that is our why. That is our mission. And we cannot afford to get distracted. The laborers are few. The work is hard, it's real, but it's important, and it's significant. The harvest truly is plenteous, the laborers are few. Say not ye, there 4 months, think of the harvest. Lift up your eyes and look. For the harvest is white, already the harvest, but the laborers, they are few. President Ronald Reagan said, freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. The same can be said about Christianity, about this book, about the Bible, about the faith. It must be passed on. It's one generation away from extinction. It's never more than one generation away from extinction. How we can be a blessing to our generation, to serve our generation, is to give them the message that matters most. The great service that we can give our generation is the gospel of Jesus Christ. Are you going to go? Are you going to be a laborer in the harvest? Are you going to be a laborer? Are you going to be a blessing to this generation? Are you going to be a blessing to this generation? Or will you serve your generation and the one to come? This is the light. I'm your host, Billy Boyd, and we'll see you on next Sunday looking at Nimrod, another genealogy giant. We'll look at that next week, or we'll be together in the kingdom of heaven. Thanks for watching.